This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Just updating the situation over here. You don't snorkel with camo on.
Okay,
Not snorkeling anymore.
You're not?
I hopefully Colby's got his mask ready.
oh wow.
If we're evaluating the talent on this show, one of us needs a snorkel, and it's not you or I.
And I hit Kentucky on the money line. Big thanks to Rhythm as well, helping me get there with Kentucky on the money line. 8-6 overall, but I'll highlight the group. Ryan, I'm a team first guy.
I wouldn't have done that.
Our consensus plays went 4-2. So if you were like the Discord who auto fades us, you went 2-4, and a nice run here. 4-9 last couple episodes here. Looking pretty solid on the locks. Kramer 3-1 on his locks.
Shouldn't have added that fourth lock.
No, that was the only lock you missed, Ryan. Joining us on the line from the college experience. You know him, you love him. Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Was that a birdie? Was that a birdie? Pebble Beach Pro-Am's going on, guys.
Wow.
Okay.
He's doing
Just,
golf jokes
you
now,
know.
Sean.
Well, and apologies, we started a little late. Colby was getting back from the range. He's got the member guests. He's all excited for the member guests, and him and his instructor. They thought it was something with his backswing. Where are your swing thoughts at right now, Colby?
Yeah, well, I had some back spasms, spinal, but
You and Cam Jurgens.
I'm back, and look, I did hear Real Honey Kramer's comments there, but I'm assuming it was him that contacted whoever made your default thumbnail there, with the Florida Gator, which the two biggest games this entire Saturday, probably the biggest games of the entire year. People circle them in the summer. John Calipari returning to Lexington, and then Duke Carolina going on, and we use a Florida graphic. Jeez, you guys, studio. I can tell you it's going to shambles over there. No wonder why it almost burnt down.
Well, I assume that Jake reaches out to you. That's my normal assumption. Although when I saw this one, I was like, huh, interesting. I looked at the slate. I'm like, Colby's picking an interesting player this week. So in my mind, I thought Colby was going rogue, and maybe we weren't going to be discussing some of those games. So interesting.
Yes, we are taking a break here. We did a Super Bowl 59 MVP odds last night. Of course, get in on our free Super Bowl Squares contest. We're giving away $1,000 on the Super Bowl Squares. Don't have to do it. We just love you, the audience. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. One lucky Squares person will take down $1,000. Colby, you're on the East Coast, so you won't be going to our studio Super Bowl party. What do you got cooked up for Super Bowl 59?
Well, Frank Martin is returning. UMass is at LaSalle, which is a big A10 game. I'm looking forward to. So gonna get that. Maybe hit the course too. Maybe the range.
Oh yeah,
you're
right. Colby getting 18 holes in. I mean, that's the time to play it. Everyone else is going to be watching the big game. Colby will be having UMass on the phone and out there golfing.
Golf content has taken the world by storm. We know that there has been transitions from basketball back to collegiate golf with J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
I think that at this point, we're going to need to see the TCE guys play a round of golf together.
Oh, that would be great content.
It's already in the works, guys. I'm having them down here.
TCE
I got my
invitational.
I got my wife making club sandwiches for all of us.
Noah golfing, I think, would be pretty interesting.
Noah's probably a decent. He played.
I bet. Well,
he played collegiate baseball.
Well, Ryan, I mean, when we handicap those the pro-ams, we always look towards the former MLB pitchers because they have good hand-eye coordination. So maybe Noah secretly is a pretty awesome.
Well, you don't play golf, guys. You shoot golf.
You shoot golf. Okay.
Playing is a sport.
Oh, he's showing off right now. He's showing that he doesn't know ball. Now, if we were setting odds, so you got let's limit it to Colby, Patty C, Nick.
Oh yeah.
Noah and Mac. Who are you? Who's the favorite?
I would say NC Nick. Of all those characters, he has his shit together the most. But then I would say,
well, think about it. He's got a wife, and kids.
Yep.
So he probably needs somewhere to do something sometimes. Golf fits that mold. I know I know he has a real businessy type job. A lot of deals are done on the golf course.
Yeah.
I can't say that about anyone else on TC.
Well, I would
no kids or wives lying around. I guess Mac.
Wait a second. I have kids and a wife.
Yeah. I'm not. You're not. Well, because you're predisposed to not being.
Colby's hatred of golf. Maybe he's like Happy Gilmore, Ryan, where he hates golf so much he thinks it's stupid, but then he gets out there and he's just the greatest golfer of all time.
I do love margaritas. Yeah.
Colby wouldn't let himself be good because he understands what it would represent if he was a good golfer in his mind, and he would hate himself for it. So he would never allow that.
Do they still make you wear a collared shirt?
Some places. Sometimes you have to wear pants. Sometimes you got to look respectable.
None of that for Colby.
Yeah.
We only have golf shirts in the store. You can look respectable.
Hey, mention the store. Use the promo code Big Game, 15% off everything. The new DGens hats are awesome. Jake did a really good job on those.
And I would like to read a testimonial.
Okay.
I was going, as you know, the DMs are open, so the spam filter is always hard at work. I got this message from a lady, Sean. Thanks for mentioning larger hat sizes. My husband won a free shirt and hat last year. Let me pick out the shirt, knowing very well I'd get the hat too because of his large ass head. Now I got a Valentine's gift option. So, and again, reminder, these new hats, very large sizes. So exciting. Also got excited that someone immediately DM'd me appreciating the intel on the large hat sizes.
Yes, get the big hats. Again, promo code Big Game. Colby rocking the sweet college experience camo hat. I love the camo hats. I just hit up Jake and said, "Can we do a camo DGens hat? Because I think that would like white writing camo hat would look pretty sweet." So, got some more hats coming to the old.
I think the hunting orange would also look pretty fire.
Really?
Like on top of the camo. We have an SGPN one like that. You should check it out. Yeah.
Maybe I will.
It was an interesting. I'd imagine it probably goes well in Tennessee, North Carolina, Florida.
Yeah,
Alabama,
I feel like we got some hunters
Georgia.
in the audience. Oh, and obviously the Eagles catchphrase for the playoffs: "Let's hunt."
What?
Great reminder, Ryan.
That's their "Let's hunt."
Yeah.
What are they hunting for?
Is that a play on
Super
Lamar
Bowl
Hunt?
champion. Yeah, they're hunting Lamar Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
I like this.
I don't feel. It's there's no way there's enough intelligence behind it that there's a double meaning, but I'd assume. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's the hype videos have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're anything to criticize a awesome organization like the Eagles, Ryan.
No, I watch all the hype videos. I have honest takes on those. I don't think either team has been doing well with the hype.
Eagles hype videos have been fire.
Well,
and there's been some fan ones that have been awesome as well.
And you love them all, right?
I do like a good hype video. Yes.
Would you be able to rank them? Could there be a worst of them?
Yeah, there's some that don't get me as hype.
Some are bad.
But there's if it's the Eagles hype video, it's still probably a decent video.
What's the floor?
But there's
9 out of 10?
some I'll give us 8.
8? Okay.
You know what I give a 10 out of 10 to? Edge Boost. Edge Boost. Love this card. It's a debit card for D-Gens. That's right. Edgeboost.bet. Use it for sportsbooks, DFS, sweepstakes, casinos, racetrack. I mean, I love a great rewards program, and imagine getting up to $750 cash back for just stuff you're going to be doing anyway. The card is FDIC insured. It's free. You don't need any sort of credit check. Obviously, it helps us, but super easy to use. If you've had trouble depositing, I certainly have run into that over the years where the bank has an issue with it. You got to run it through some third party. Edge Boost makes it super easy. Edgeboost.bet. Use the promo code SGPN, and you got to use the promo code because then you get the better cashback rewards, instant tier 2 status. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie. Oh, MyBookie. They got the Super Bowl props up because it's so fun to get down in the Super Bowl, and they're great. You want the exotic, you want the crazy. MyBookie has some of the craziest Super Bowl props out there. Love them. Super fun. And of course, use that promo code SGPN. 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, but man, highly recommend it. Very easy to deposit and withdrawal over at mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN.
All right, Sean. We are here to discuss games on Saturday.
Oh,
Friday and Saturday.
Games.
Well, I was going to say, thank you for ruining the surprise. But
okay.
Because we're going to be at the Circa, I said, hey, Colby, maybe put a couple Friday games on the schedule for us to talk about. Also, I think we end up making this a regular college basketball day, covering the Saturday is always a great slate.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. And yeah, I think if we're going to be out in Vegas on Fridays, we should have some action. 2 p.m. Are we out there by 2 p.m., John?
Our plane lands at 12:30.
We're usually there about 1:30, so we could probably make this work. Yale, Princeton. All right, he's stretching. Maybe only 2.
Gonna tell the Uber, hurry, sir. We got Ivy League afternoon basketball.
Still got. I got the Boyd account's loaded up. We should be potentially okay there. Yale -4.5 in the beautiful Garden State, Princeton, New Jersey. This does feel like when I said put some Friday games on, Colby, I meant like later in the day and games that people would give a shit about.
So nationally televised, first place on the line, and what did Yale do to the SEC last year? Whew.
Oh,
Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl. What happened?
I do remember that.
They were smashed.
Yeah. This game's awesome. Huge game, and like I said, first place on the line at the Jadwin Gymnasium, folks. Get out there, support good college basketball. Just make sure you do not wear your mask. But I think Princeton's a play. Yale's been a little banged up this year. Also, Danny Wolf is gone. He's now at Michigan. Bruce Pearl probably still has nightmares of Danny Wolf, but Yale's won 5 straight. Meanwhile, Princeton's, coming in off of a loss. They know it's a huge game for them. They're 6-2 at home, and to me, I think they're the better team this year. So I'm going to take the Tigers to take down Yale at home in a rivalry game, and that's something that stands out on this entire slate. Really, a lot of good rivalry games, guys. We're kind of getting a mini rivalry week here. But yeah, give me these Tigers to right their wrongs.
We Tigers.
Kramer, what are you doing?
Well, I mean,
Colby didn't quite sell me on Princeton. I'll be honest.
How lit will it be, Colby?
I think this will be pretty, because they know first place is on the line here. It's not like taking on Columbia. So
I'll tell you a couple of Princeton sports stories for you. One, low key crowds that care about sports. played a road rugby game up there at Princeton, and they had a crowd. Was surprising, something you didn't often get with the rugby games. Two, shout out to Sean Gray. Went to college with him. He's now the associate head coach of the wrestling team over there at Princeton. He was an All-American at Tech. So as I know someone who's maybe going to be at the game, check. And then three, it's this is an ultimate New Jersey versus the world. Even though they're private school pussies, Sean, we love when Princeton makes the tournament. We want Princeton to be good. It's called the Princeton offense.
Yeah, but there's just so much. I mean, you look at the matchup, free throw percentage.
Well, I mean,
huge difference. Princeton's. How does Princeton suck at free throws, Colby, with all those staples lying around?
Well, it is confusing because they're 12th in the nation in 3-point shooting. So it's like, how can you be good at 3-point shooting, but bad at free throw shooting?
How can you shoot 37% from behind the arc and 67% at the line?
It does so not make a lot of sense. But I will say they take better care of the basketball. Yale's kind of all over the place. They're, Princeton 59th in the nation at taking care of the basketball. They're also the slower team. They make you feel uncomfortable. So give me these Tigers. Let's go.
I'm sticking with Yale. Give me Yale. I think Yale's a better team. They get it done. I like their offensive rebounding stats, and they've won 5 in a row because they're hot. Give me the Yaleys.
Yale has given up a large amount of their points to the opposing team behind the 3-point line, which makes the Princeton shooting very critical here. You could probably make the same case for Princeton, but I don't think Yale takes as many shots. So give me Princeton at home. Like I said, I laid out the case earlier, but Sean tried to make it about analytics and free throw percentage, which is
no, I think Yale's better.
All right. I guess we'll find out. This is why they play the games. Again, we gotta hurry up and get that bet in. Put the reminder in right now. Game number 2, more reasonably, we'll get this one in. Classic matchup here. Dayton, St. Louis. We're out in the great state of Missouri. -1.5 for St. Louis. Colby.
So
gotta take the home team, right?
Yeah. Well, you fools took VCU the other day against St. Louis. And you ate a pile of shit. I tried to tell you, Salt Frazier and these Billikens at home this season are 11-1.
Yeah,
they don't lose there. They're a top 100 defensive rated team, and surprisingly enough, Dayton traditionally has under Anthony Grant's been a great defensive team. This year, it has not been the case. They're 218th in defensive rating. I don't know what's going on with Dayton. Like they're all over the place lately. They were I think they had 2 losses before their past 10 games, and they've lost 5 games in the past 10 games. They're all over the place. They're 1-3 on the road. I can't take them. They looked awful against St. Bonaventure. They looked awful against George Mason. They just don't. They don't look good this year. I don't know if what happened early in the year. We saw them in Maui. They look great. They almost beat Iowa State. They should have beat North Carolina. I can only trust them at the UD Arena. And this is in St. Louis. Give me, and I do believe that Schertz has St. Louis getting better with every, he came over from Indiana State, brought a bunch of transfers. They're getting better as the season goes along because their team was just compiled of different players throughout the transfer portal there. So give me the Billikens. Let's go.
Those UConn and Marquette wins just are tricky. They're just tricking you from the real product. I agree. Billikens.
The only case I could make against St. Louis is, do we think is there a chance that it's a letdown spot after VCU? After the dust up in the crowd there, maybe there was a little bit of a letdown factor.
I watched the full highlight. I watched it from a couple different angles. The players didn't seem to give a shit.
No, it's more just funny.
No, I know. I'm just saying that this is. Although I will say, if you watch, there was one camera shot of the fight where it kind of looks like the whole thing started because one guy got a little aggressive and then one guy just tripped into him. And then it turned into this wild.
It's just like
fight.
this mob of I'm gonna pull up some video here because if you missed it, it was pretty funny. Just watching it live. Oh man, hold on. Yeah, we gotta talk about one individual in particular. But Colby, are we concerned at all with the letdown spot?
No.
I mean, no, because I think like I said, first off, St. Louis was really injured to start the year, and they're a brand new team. You look at the actual talent of the team with Jimerson, Salt Frazier, Isaiah Swope. They're a really talented team. So I think they're going to be better and better as the season goes along.
All right, YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast. You gotta watch this. There's this old guy's getting tackled with the white mustache.
There is a heck of a brawl going on in the stands. Wow.
The guy's getting randomly choked. It's unclear who's fighting who, but this guy with the white mustache seems like the one. Everyone's
going on in the stands.
So there, some student journalist, aka kid with a phone, they were able to. They had like the back shot. And I'm telling you, you watch that version of it, and they 100% were not trying to fight. They were trying. Like one guy was getting hot, and then another guy tripped and fell into him, and it was received as a tackle. And then this other guy throws a punch, and next thing you know, they're delaying a college basketball game because there's a little dust.
That can remember that Kramer. I know you were at this game. Boise and Virginia Tech played at FedEx to open the season one year.
Took 3 hours to leave the stadium that day. FedEx Field, one of the worst places you could attend a sporting event.
False news. But one of the things, like somebody got into an altercation like 2 or 3 rows behind us, and someone got like pushed into NC Nick, who then went full on into a father with their kids. And the father with the kids wanted to fight us because he thought that we were just coming there and NC Nick did just completely take out like an 8-year-old, but it wasn't his own doing, but he was ready to fight us just because he did that. Perhaps a similar situation here, man, where you get blasted and all of a sudden you're just like, hey, fuck you, dude. When really you're getting pushed from further up. It's part of the fun of going to the live event.
I think it's even worse than that. I think the guy who was instigating was lower in the stadium, and he kind of took a step forward, and the other guy didn't exactly seem like he was trying to fight, but it almost as if his 1 foot went down a step. He kind of plants in, and then this other guy comes in and a punch gets thrown, and then it's just mayhem. And what I never understand with these kind of stadium fights is, are there so many people that are just completely dumb to the idea of having the higher ground and being like, when you have the lower ground and you get even closer to me, I have more leverage to throw your ass back down in a way where you're not going to be able to do shit. Our poor old man with the white hair, clearly he lost his legs, and next thing you know,
have the higher ground.
You're surfing. I come on, you got to have a little bit of tactics.
You don't really think about that when you're 20 Jaeger bombs deep, though. Yeah.
If I was about to,
someone was talking St. Bilkins basketball trash, and he had to let him know.
No bullshit. If I was about to get into a fight, I'm not gonna do so from 2 feet beneath the guy. That's stupid.
Just getting that worked up about.
Let me get up to that row before because I always tell the children this: no one ever expects a headbutt.
Headbutt underrated. All right, so we're all on St. Louis. Lock potential. This does feel like a good matchup for him.
Billikens, baby. We need to get a Billiken for the office, Sean.
All right.
I mean, it is a good luck charm. Maybe for the Super Bowl, get a Super Bowl Billiken. Akron, Kent State. We love the MAC. We're a beautiful state of Ohio, which this time of year is just unbelievably. Just all the colors you see, gray and gray. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Kent State -2. Colby, I assume we're just going to take Akron in the points here.
This is a fascinating game. You got Akron in first, Kent's in fifth, but they're coming on, and
they're red hot, baby.
And you look at Akron's 14th in the nation in pace. Kent is 313th, so polar opposites from a basketball point. And how about this? Akron's the 3rd best 3-point shooting team. Kent 248th at 3-point shooting. I mean, these teams couldn't be
right?
Yeah, they couldn't be more opposite. But this is to me, it is a rivalry game, and the fact that Akron's won 8 in a row last time they played was in the MAC tournament, and Akron won 62-61. I think Kent's been thinking about that all year. I'm all over these golden flashes here. Let's go.
I'm with Colby. Give me Kent State at home, better defense, home court advantage. And I think going on the road, Akron, who is, as you pointed out, good at hitting the three ball, good at shooting overall. Akron defense, solid.
Colby, you told me that Bowling Green was ass.
I'm sorry, Kent State defense.
You told me Bowling Green was ass.
Did you watch them yesterday?
It's the only home win. It's the only home win. I mean, the last home win before Bowling Green for Kent State was a place called Heidelberg, which sounds like some sort of weird Third Reich basketball program from 1940s Germany. Sorry, I have apologies if you attended the great University of Heidelberg, which was last year. Their only win this calendar year at home is Bowling Green, who has the beautiful Marcus Johnson.
No, they won. They won at home against Portland, Mercyhurst.
That was last year, not this year. 2025
the calendar year.
Give me Akron.
Come on.
Well, there's one team that was disqualified.
Year?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Who have they beat at home that's any good?
But
Niagara?
Who ruined their season last year? Who ruined their season last year?
I understand what you're saying.
And how about this then, buddy? If you want to do this game, who has Akron beat on the road that's good this year? Bowling Green's ass. They won by 3. Eastern Michigan was shaving points. They won by 24, right? Buffalo's one of the worst teams in college basketball. Northern Illinois is one of the worst teams in college basketball. They don't have a good road win all this calendar year.
Fair enough. Heidelberg is a city in Germany. Also a university in Ohio. We'll have to dig in a little bit. You're crazy. Give me Akron.
Kramer's taking Akron in the
feels
points.
good to disagree with you idiots once in a while.
Shout out to Bubs is number 1. Yo, what's up in the money? Kramer, my whole team loves you, man. Spreading your name across the entire United States Air Force.
Hell yeah.
Aim high.
Love
a good air.
We need to get an address from this guy.
Yeah.
Send some. Get the Air Force repping some refs are terrorists.
Air Force colors would look pretty good on these hats.
Drill instructors are terrorists. That'd probably go over well in the old.
That's probably a good line too when you're flirting with some chicks at the bar. I'm a drill instructor.
Oh,
he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Yep. Instruct the drill. Indiana heading to West Lafayette. This is a big rivalry game. Colby's going to tell us. Purdue laying 12.5. This is the last of the Friday games, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. How lit will it be in West Lafayette?
This place will be awesome. This is everything this is why the sport is the best. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Look,
sometimes it's fun to say lit before Colby and watch him try to say the same thing.
He's gonna have to try and think of a different word besides lit. Don't do that to him, Kramer.
Bonkers, bananas. I got three words. Lit, bonkers, bananas. Can we make that a t-shirt?
Bonkers, lit, bonkers, bananas.
Oh man.
Look, I mean, this is a fascinating one to me because you have Purdue went to the national championship a year ago, and that sparked Indiana throwing a bunch of money into their basketball NIL, bringing in a slew of players, but they forgot. Oh, Mike Woodson's still coaching the team. Google him. He loses. All right. Then I feel like it's been the reverse in football. A couple of years ago, Purdue goes to the Jeff Brom's final season. They go to the championship game in the Big Ten, and all of a sudden Indiana goes, damn it, we got to spend more money on football. We can't have Purdue do this. And then they bring in Signetti. Google him. He wins. And now you have this is just capitalism at its finest, right? And Indiana, I just can't take them. I just can't take them. I think their team is it's kind of like Miami in a way. It's kind of like they haven't all the way quit, but they just seem. Ballo got suspended because he was at like a nightclub the night before the game. Right? He's got a bunch of money. They paid him a bunch of money. What do you think he's gonna? You think he's gonna sit indoors in fucking Indiana? He's gonna go out to that wonderful nightlife they have there in Bloomington. Purdue's 10-1 at home. They've been fire of late. I'm all over Purdue here. Just lay the number. They're going to win big.
Yeah, I guess my only concern is Indiana get up spot, potential rivalry game. Some Indiana fans showing up on the road here for the Hoosiers, Colby.
I mean, maybe a tiny bit. Yeah, I was about to say that. I think they want Woodson fired. They were chanting "Fire Mike Woodson" in Bloomington.
This is one of those rivalries.
I'll take Purdue.
These are the kind of folks that like they'd rather just not show up to deal with it because they don't want to admit, like it's already annoying that Purdue is dominating them. Yeah, I would say that they're not. This isn't going to feel like a two-way rivalry in a building. It's going to be a Purdue game, and it's going to be hopefully they wear black to the funeral.
Bloodbath. Yeah, you can't fade Purdue at home.
Also,
and can I add in? Can I add in that Painter, played at Purdue, wanted to play at Indiana, and they didn't even look at his tape.
Didn't even give him a look.
They didn't look at his tape.
He hates them, man. So
be fired up.
Let's go.
Personal.
All right, let's head over to Saturday, which can only mean one thing, Sean. And I've not checked the locations, but this is a Pick Dundee originated number. So we'll see how good the numbers are, and we'll have to keep an eye on if Colby is shading them in his own direction. Providence coming down to beautiful New York. Where's this one being played as St. John hosts Providence, laying a projected 11.5, Colby.
The Garden.
Okay.
Doesn't matter whether it's the Garden or whether it's Queens. St. John's is 13-0.
Yeah.
In New York City.
Colby, since we talked about them being an interesting play for the national championship, there has been a lot of buzz in the gambling circles of. They've been bet all the way down to 40-1, I believe. So, my God, you were on the tip of that spear.
Well, I mean, Danny Hurley just being inaccurate over there, complaining to the refs, saying, "I'm the best coach in the game." Look, you won back-to-back natties. Relax, all right. You did a good job.
Your back on me, Colby.
But Rick Pitino is a much better fucking coach. He's taken Providence to the Final Four. He's got multiple national championships at different schools. He's got a championship in fucking Greece. Talk to me, Hurley. All right. Yeah. I'm laying the number here, man. Like Providence to me on the road is always a bit iffy. This team, Bryce Hopkins out for the year. They are a different team out away from the dunk, and especially like I just don't think I'm not very fond of the Kim English hire. I don't know that it's going to work out long term there. I will take the Johnnies minus the points.
You also have the element of when St. John, and I even remember this growing up. Again, basketball was kind of you rooted for a ton of the college basketball teams, considering there isn't much college football culture up there. And when St. John's is good, you felt that in the city, no different than if the Yankees were good or the Knicks are good. So, I mean, the idea that this thing is building now, to steal Colby's term, it's going to be lit in the Garden. And love what our guy Patino's doing right. I almost feel like I need to get a St. John's some sort of St. John's paraphernalia.
St. John's Garrett. I can dig up my St. John's fake ID.
That
would be a pretty good find.
You were rocking that out in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I was just a student ID. I don't even know if it had my date of birth. Somehow I got into bars with it.
It's pretty electric.
That being said, I agree with a lot of your optimism on St. John's. 11.5, way too much. For the Providence Friars, who have been great on the road. ATS covering those backdoors. Maybe not outright wins, but who need those? We're gamblers. Give me Providence catching 11.5. That's too much to give a decent Friars team. 7-3 ATS as a dog. Let's go Providence.
The last game in the Garden was that Xavier game, I believe, and they did not cover, even though they got they covered some of the numbers. They didn't cover the number. We broke it down at 8.5. So maybe you're right to fade him, but Sean feels like he's getting a little cute here, Colby, huh? Going against old Rick.
He's going to learn a valuable lesson, right?
Yeah.
Patino he doesn't have them. He's on borrowed time. Or we got to get him some stem cell injections.
No pun. Yeah.
He does look Dracula-like.
No pun intended, but Patino likes his revenge. That dish nice and cold, nice and cold. Florida heading to Knoxville, Tennessee. Like you saw the player on the thumbnail, as Colby mentioned earlier. Tennessee laying 2.5. Rick Barnes. How we feeling, Colby? I'm still betting on Tennessee come March.
No, we have to bet on Tennessee come right here because they've lost back-to-back games, and
this is a great spot for them.
They were number 1 when they went to the Swamp back on January 7th and lost by 30. No way they're losing a third game in a row. Load up. This is okay. I guess in that regards to the photo. It makes sense because we should load up on Tennessee here. They're going to fuck them up.
I'm with you 100%. Tennessee, of course, no one thought they could lose to Kentucky. I did give that out on the money line, Kentucky, but the general public was shocked by Kentucky winning outright.
They shot lights out.
Yeah, as they've been known to do. And now, as Colby points out, this is a great situational spot. You get Rick Barnes off a loss, but they're not going to lose back-to-back home games. They're not going to lose 3 in a row. So if you think they're going to win, which I concur with Colby, covering the 2.5, pretty reasonable. Tennessee, smash it. Kramer, what are you doing?
Do you guys track like when teams have a full week off? It's always strange when you see that. Last game for this Florida team was against my boy Blue Cane. They mopped the floor of them, but it was last Saturday.
Todd acquitted of all charges.
Was he?
He was. Dick pics can run rampant again.
Is that what it was? I didn't actually find do a deep dive on the story. What was the?
How do you get acquitted?
I mean, OJ.
Well,
got acquitted.
There's no Title IX violation, is what they deemed. But
you either had the dick pics as evidence or you didn't. They just disappear.
He's an American. He pays his taxes. He's old. He's older than 18, right?
I mean, I guess
a lot of dick pics going on out there.
I'll have to read the briefings. I don't know who he was sending the dick pics to, but I guess there are versions where it's less inappropriate. One more time, regular season, Rick.
Ricky, let's go.
I'm holding on. I made a pledge early. I was going to be betting on this team
Ricky,
come tournament time.
Lose that number.
Looking like
we hit that parlay last week.
Yeah.
Patino parlay, the Louisville
parlay.
Yeah, Louisville St. John's. Now we do the Rick parlay with Rick Barnes and Rick Patino.
Wow, two guys.
I am on Providence, but you guys can get
two guys who also have vampire vibes. It's interesting how these coaches get.
They are somewhat related.
All look like vampires. It's strange. Arizona heads to Tempe.
Forks up
to take on Arizona State. 10 a.m. here on the West Coast. Those first 2 games were at 9 a.m. Colby's got this one at 5.5. No contention with the numbers so far, Sean. Been okay with him.
He's been within acceptable range.
Or at least it's been good for you. So you haven't.
Maybe that's part of it.
That's always. It's always.
I'll pipe up when needed.
Yeah. All right. So we got this one, Colby. You got this one at 5.5. That. If I'm being honest, like this feels steep for a road game. In what do they call the basketball arena here? Hell.
The desert arena or whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a cool name, like hell, because they got a devil as a.
I'm all over Arizona State here as a home dog. I mean, Arizona got out to that first half lead. I needed a play for that day, and I hit up Colby. I'm saying, give me a late night play, and he said Arizona, and Arizona, nice first half, pissed it away in the second half. Then Caleb Love hit a crazy 3 to send it to OT. Super deep, got the win, got the cover, but it was in overtime, and now you gotta go up against Arizona State. Arizona State, this is a great, an ultimate get up spot for them.
The better Hurley
fading Arizona off that win. Caleb Love has been up and down. Arizona State all day, and I think they could be live on the money line. Colby, how do you see it?
Well, Bobby Hurley is 5-17 against Arizona, but. But I think you're actually right here. This Arizona team is the worst, like actually on the court as far as talent. Ballo is now at the nightclubs in Bloomington. So you got to fade them after they hit a 60-footer, buzzer beater. And then the fact that Arizona State is actually pretty talented this year. I actually think you can make the argument that they could be the more talented team in this scenario here. 5-3 at home. This place will be lit. Let's go.
Kramer,
did you get a chance to talk to Coach Hurley while we were out at the football game?
I realized that I had been drinking whiskey for about 12 hours. I thought maybe I should not conversate with Coach Hurley.
I was just checking for the handicap. I know when you talk to coaches, sometimes it skews your opinion of their teams. Of course, we're a forks up program now at this point. No reason to start fading Arizona State.
I've been holding a grudge a little bit. It was a smart move by me to not talk to him when I saw him across the room, because we all know that was a charge on Greg Anthony or on Hurley against Greg Anthony in the Final Four in '91. Still mad about that. UNLV should have won that fucking game.
Would be so great.
Yeah. So I said, let me not talk to Bobby Hurley, because 20 whiskeys deep, I will bring that up.
It's true. I was at the bar in Moscow, Idaho, when the sound of Colby arguing with Sean about Elway versus Tom Brady was billowing through this like strange converted house bar situation. Pretty awesome.
So Kramer, you didn't give us your pick.
I said we're a forks up program.
Okay.
No reason to start fading them now. I also think this number might be a tad on the big side.
Shout out.
What would you play this to? Plus what?
At 3.5 and higher. I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm on. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That was, you got the half point in there. You made it a little bit smaller to seem reasonable.
If Arizona's laying 3, I don't like this at nearly as much.
What's Ken Palm got it at?
4, I think.
Perfect.
Underdog.
Oh, perfect.
That's what I'm playing it to. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Get in there. Get your deposit bonus. Shout out to Colby, leading us down the right direction, hitting the our college basketball entry on last episode.
Nice work, Colby.
Last week, whenever we did our last episode, Colby hit a nice winner there. It's all fucking runs together.
What do you mean?
No, I don't remember.
Earlier this week.
Okay, you're telling.
Wow.
I don't remember if it was the Monday slate, the Tuesday slate.
I remember every time we get to talk to Colby.
Oh, it is a treat. Colby, what are we doing? College basketball pick 'em.
Well, we don't have. It had to be today, so I don't see anything for tomorrow. Okay. Let's go to the
People
game.
get to see if you're an idiot or not. This is almost better.
Yeah, if they're listening for the Friday or Saturday games, they already know.
They already know I'm an idiot from the start.
Right, so Sean,
but
42-minute mark. I'll see if the listenership just ends if Colby gets this wrong. No pressure, Colby.
You can do something late tonight, Colby, if you want to buy yourself more time and credibility. Or,
actually, I do see a Saturday game. I see one Saturday game.
We got Rutgers, Michigan player to discuss.
That's
right. Well, and he just dropped like 40 on Northwestern the other night. So let's take the. No, I think you take the other side of this. There's no way he does it back to back. Give me the lower 30.5 PRA with Ace Bailey against the Michigan Wolverines there in Piscataway at the rack. And then for the other side of this, let's go to I
see Wisconsin Northwestern stuff's up.
Oh, actually, guys, we gotta have a big powwow.
Let's take a powwow, Sean.
Let's take the lower Brooks Barnhizer 18.5 points and assist. Kramer, can you load up the whitest play ever? Let's finish the ad read, but Brooks Barnhizer, Kramer, can you find the dunk where he breaks his nose?
That's just a very great play.
Oh my God.
Ace Bailey lower 30.5 PRA and Brooks Barnhizer lower 18.5 points and assists. $100 entry returns you $300 over on UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Kramer's going to be looking up that dunk there. Of course, we got a bunch of action here. And reminders, Super Bowl Squares, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. Get in there before they fill up. Next up we got Kramer. What do we got for Auburn Ole Miss? Are we going to watch the Brooks?
No, give me a second. I'll bring it up. 11 a.m. here on Saturday, still on Saturday. At this point, we got an early flight back on Saturday. So at this point, probably be at the home base. I know the wife's out of town with the other daughter for the weekend, doing some youth sports stuff in Vegas. Funny enough, Sean. So I'll probably be watching some college basketball. 11 a.m. here, Oxford, Mississippi, where you have to fade Ole Miss here, taking on Auburn. Auburn laying 6.5. I assume there's going to be, no pun intended, some sort of hangover for Chris Beard after that big win. Yeah.
It's a big win, but they didn't look great. And meanwhile, Auburn, man, if you're like me and had LSU plus 13.5, and they pulled that one out their ass last night, it's a back-to-back road spot.
Yeah.
I will go back to the well with Ole Miss. You saw Ole Miss beat Bama earlier this year. They are well capable of doing this, and the fact they're getting points with, if you're going to beat Auburn, it's going to be when they're on the road. I know Auburn's 4-1 on the road, but you ain't going to win in the jungle. So I like this spot here. So you've been on the road back-to-back times here. You seen this dunk?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I found it.
My voice interrupted.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep talking. No, keep talking.
No, but to me, it's just a good spot. You know, Ole Miss, the better defensive team, 18th in the nation in defensive rating. And I think defense will put the kibosh on. They'll have a game plan for stopping Janai Broome. And after that, they'll be able to eke out a win. Give me the points. Let's go.
I'm with you, Colby. I think it might even be live on the money line. Either way, back-to-back road spot. Ole Miss's defense is very good, especially at home. They're going to make this a game. They're going to completely unload. And this is a tough spot for Auburn, back-to-back road spot. So like Ole Miss a lot here, catching the 6.5.
Kramer, before you play the video, let me explain the scenario to the crowd. They were up. This was like the signature dunk. You get a steal, and it's like you're putting the game out of reach. And that's what makes it even better is like, you have that signature. Yeah. But you can easily lay it up, but he just goes for the dunk of like, it's the, fuck yeah. We're getting the win here.
Yeah. He's got some ladies in the crowd. He's trying to show off.
Oh yeah. This is just gold.
He's got it across midcourt, up, slams it home, pa.
Watch the replay though. Watch, it's even better. Look, he tries to notify the ref right from the start that he broke his nose. Boom!
I mean, it's so impressive because how do you? Somehow there's a scene from Hangover stuffed in there in the edit there. To me, yeah, you have so many ways to brace yourself before your nose hits the floor. Imagine dunking and landing on your nose. It's almost physically impossible. Like how did his legs and or arms not brace him at all?
That's really going to live on forever. That's just it's funny because sometimes
Division I athlete.
Well, sometimes I'll say this, I'll make fun of the lack of athleticism from these whites, and my wife will say, "What do you mean?" Everyone, I got to show her this. This is just, this could only happen to a white man. I don't believe this can happen to a black person.
No, there's no way. No way. The nose of the broken nose.
They would have just looked smoother. They would have came down. Even if even if a black person had hung on the rim a little too long and came down awkwardly, they still would have came down smooth.
Yeah.
And this just is just it's unbelievable. I'll be watching this for 20 years.
Yeah, there is like that element of like a good animal knows how to land on its feet. like a good athlete. Good
He's
athletic.
not like a cat.
Good
I'll say
athletic
that.
athlete animal, and this guy clearly a bit of a plotter. Like this would be like a giraffe trying to figure out.
I just
how to
love his
land on feet.
reaction to the ref because like they're gonna go inbound. It was like no, don't let them inbound us. I need a fucking timeout. My nose is broken.
Blood. Give me Bruce Pearl. Lay the points.
Smash it.
Back in a comfortable spot, fading you two clowns. Michigan, Rutgers. What do you mean?
You're on. You're
Lane,
on. You're laying 6.5.
And you played smash. It was you understood the right side. Smash. You understood what to do. Michigan, by the way, if you're keeping track at home, Kramer Island plays Auburn -6.5, Akron +2. Might have to be a parlay later. Michigan laying 4.5. Another game taking place in the beautiful state of New Jersey, 12:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Rutgers is the destination. Colby, how we feeling?
So, I'm starting to believe that something's going on in Piscataway too, because Dylan Harper's a game time decision every fucking game. So it makes it incredibly hard to know the number, what side you're going to take here. But I think Michigan's better than them. So I'll take Michigan to go on the road. Obviously, if Dylan Harper plays, you're going to want to wait until the final second to bet this, because if Harper plays, you'll probably get a bigger number.
He played in the last game.
No, dude, I'm telling you, like this whole season, and some of it has been like flu. It's been the whole year. He's been a game time decision. Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't.
So since the clock turned to 2025, he missed a game. Then he played 15 minutes, 28 minutes, 28 minutes, 35, 32, 13, and did not play again. So even if he plays, is he going to get a ton of minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it makes it very, very tricky. But and I see Trevor there. Rutgers at the rack have been awesome over the years. But I'll say this is a different style Rutgers team. They've lost twice there this year. They don't play defense. Like Steve Peichel teams are normally like a top 100 defense. They're 246th in defense. Meanwhile, it's Michigan that's the defensive team, 56 in the nation. Give me blue to go in there and get it done.
Yeah, and they're fucking around with their schedule. That's right. We talked about this game where they're making them play home games in Madison Square Garden.
Rutgers?
Yeah, they played Michigan State. I think we talked about that game. All right. Yeah, you know what? Give me Michigan on the road. Can't take too many Jersey teams all at once.
I'm going Rutgers home dog.
Wait,
when in doubt, Rutgers home dog.
Who's the favorite? That's usually the tiebreaker.
I don't know. This to Colby's point, the injury news is intriguing. I just don't know if Michigan should be laying points on the road in general. So I'll keep it chalky or not chalky. I'll go home dog here with Rutgers.
Okay. I wonder what the real number in this one will be. I have a feeling this might be one he's most off on, this Michigan Rutgers. I
was about to say, like, if he goes to play, it's going to be a lot different. He's their best player.
Well, these aren't your numbers. These are Pick Dundee's numbers. Kansas, Baylor, heading to Waco, Texas. 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Baylor laying a short number, according to Mr. Pick Dundee. 1 point. Yeah, I mean, what are we thinking about Kansas right now?
I think it's great that you're seeing the NIL era and the transfer portal era make John Calipari and perhaps Bill Self look like questionable coaches. It's like, wait, if we don't have the tie-in with the shoe contracts or the shoe companies to get all of our players, so we basically have like the dream team here. We struggle to win. Is that the reality?
I did not consider that the NIL stuff and transfer portal stuff would affect basketball much more. Yeah, I mean, in terms of just pure leveling, like parity, definitely did not consider it as much because it seemed like the basketball structure was more mature and more set up.
No, but the shoe companies, man.
You're right. Yeah. The fact that it was kind of this weird off to the side thing and not as direct. In some ways, the football programs were cheating in a much more direct way, and so they were maybe more equipped to just turn on the legal version of it. Anyway, What are you taking here, Colby?
Look. I don't think Kansas is that good this year, and I'm assuming Jeremy Roach and Langston Love, who's always injured, will be helped. They missed the last game. I'm assuming they're going to play their game time decisions. It says, but same with DeJuan Harris, the starting point guard for Kansas. I'll just take Baylor at home. I just think they're like both teams have been disappointments this year, but Kansas is just one. Yeah.
You can't take Kansas on the road. And I mean, after losing that double OT game, can't.
Do we?
I thought they would maybe come back and kick some ass after that, but I'm done with Kansas.
Do we want to talk about why Conor McGregor was at the BYU Baylor game?
Don't ask any questions.
I mean, we need a documentary on that, right? Can we get a 30 for 30 on that?
The guy has his own line of whiskey. What could he be doing at BYU?
But in Provo?
Please have the camera follow him around the entire time he's there. Like that. That's almost like what's funnier, John? What's funnier, Sean? That Conor McGregor 48 hours in Provo or Jack Del Rio in Paris, France, coaching football. I just picture.
Both seem out of their elements. I would say that. Now maybe he can find a couple non-believers there and have a great time. But yeah, for a guy who has his own whiskey, Provo, Utah, BYU home game seems unlikely.
It's not a disrespectful statement, but it's literally the last state you would go to if you were trying to like grassroots sell your whiskey.
Yeah, which I don't know what else he's promoting.
Over under on the time Jack Del Rio got in a cab in Paris and called their driver a fag. Over under on that. What 6 minutes, 8 minutes? I guarantee you this happened.
Well, or he gets real hammered and says like, "Take me to Normandy Beach. I want to show you guys some history."
This needs to be a movie. Del Rio in Paris. I almost got to watch.
Like a movie.
Can we pay for that package to get that European Football League for like $200 just to watch this?
They're charging for that.
Yeah.
I love Baylor here. Kramer, what are you doing?
I'm also on Baylor. I got to the bottom of why McGregor was at the BYU game.
Okay.
He has a energy drink as well called Bucked Up.
Okay.
And he was there, or he's sponsored by it. It seems like he also maybe has a ton of equity in it. Anyway, that's what he was there promoting. They can't drink alcohol, but they can drink energy drinks apparently.
It still seems odd, but
he was wearing. Yeah.
At least it's something.
I mean, him getting if you didn't see him getting the BYU crowd, did you see the video of him getting the crowd going?
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah. It just also like anytime we've gotten Conor McGregor around American sports, you remember the football throwing highlight of him?
I do.
Do you remember that, Colby? Oh, I'll have to pull this up. All right. We'll talk about the next game while I pull it up, but he's just clearly he's a fighter and he's not ever played American sports. And so he doesn't have the mechanics to do it correctly. His football throw is probably as embarrassing as like a 50 Cent first pitch level stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's that viral video of that girl in like a parking lot throwing like a football, like 60 yards.
Oh my goodness.
She's way better than Conor McGregor at throwing a ball.
Oh, here it is. Hold on. We got to get this going.
Now we got some guys in the chat saying they like this energy drink. Might have to crack some bucked up energy drink, Ryan. Get cranked up.
I mean, you like Conor McGregor because he's your nationality, aka Irish. Oh boy, look at this baby. All right, let me get this on the screen.
This is gold.
He doesn't know how to hold it. It's like, come on.
Hold on, where is it? Why can't I fucking see it? There we go.
We could just create a web series called Europeans Throwing Footballs,
and
it would just be amazing.
It's so like first off, you watch this and you're like, okay, he's never played American football. He might not know where to hold it, but you're also kind of wondering, is he a lefty or a righty? And as he throws it, I don't know
like
if we know.
Shot put.
I don't know if we know the difference here. Oh my God, look at this. What
the release play.
He's not even grabbing the seams. He's not even grabbing the seams of the football.
All right, one more time. I believe you get your ass kicked for this. I mean, come on, man.
He's following through though. Good at least.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. Anyway,
Baylor.
So yeah,
what are you doing, Ryan?
Baylor.
That's our analysis on that game.
I can't believe you've never seen that video. Sean.
Oh no, I have.
Okay. It's rare you would forget such a great moment in sporting history. But again, anyway, I said all that to say there was a moment where I thought we were going to get to see him shoot a basket, but he just kind of passes the ball back, and you can tell he's never held a basketball. Texas Tech, Houston. I mean, if you look at the way he held the football, imagine someone holding a basketball in the same way as he was holding that football.
Yeah, it's like a half court shot almost with a football.
It's just like you've never. It would be like if I gave you some sort of foreign object and you didn't know how to hold it, and you just grabbed it in a very strange way. Texas Tech. Go ahead.
I love the chat saying, if you think this is gold, look up rappers from Chicago throwing the first pitch.
Yeah, I mean the baseball stuff. It is odd to me that you could be like a hard ass rapper and still have no mechanics around throw. Like, to me, if you can throw, it's just a sign that you're athletic. You don't necessarily need to be taught how to throw. Same, you don't need to be taught how to kick. It's like some people naturally understand, opposite hand, opposite foot. Clearly, Conor McGregor, not one of those people. Texas Tech heads to Houston, where Houston is laying a massive number, 12.5. And shocker, it's a year where we're talking about college basketball, and it's a year where Ken Pom loves Houston and his numbers, has them number 1 right now in the nation. Colby, perhaps this Houston team also has a horseshoe up their butt after that Kansas game. 2 of their losses have come in overtime on neutrals, and their only loss was a game that technically wasn't even a home game, played I believe at the Rockets arena.
Yeah,
against
terrible.
Auburn.
Yeah.
Are we looking at the best team in the country? And fun trivia: who is the only team in the country with a longer winning streak than Houston's 13 games? Duke. Yes, we talked about this last time. So
do you see? By the way, did you guys see that Duke game the other day where there was like a player vomited all over the court, and then a chick had to get awesome. a chick got carried out of the place. Pretty hilarious stuff there going on in Cameron Indoor. But I don't think Houston's the best team, but I will say this: they're playing the best they've played all year right now, but I think Texas Tech has that was a great win in West Virginia. I mean, going into West Virginia after that double overtime thriller and making good work of the Mountain, and that's an impressive win. Impressive win. Great win.
I can't not lay the points here. I can't not lay the points.
Well, it seemed like an obvious letdown spot, and a team like Houston that's blowing through letdown spots is tough to fade, and especially at home with their number 1 adjusted defensive efficiency. Like, where's the weakness in their game? And just watching that game against Kansas, it was like, holy shit, these guys want it way more than Kansas.
Oh yeah.
They fell apart.
Here's a prediction. Letdown spot Tuesday, February 18th in Arizona, in Tempe against Arizona State.
They're gonna have a letdown spot at some point, but I can't predict it here. Give me Houston laying the big number.
I think the big X factor is Darian Williams. Is he going to play? He missed last game, and I think they did that on purpose because he was a game time decision. I think they did that to get him ready for this game. Look, I actually think Texas Tech could have the makeup to actually muck this game up. They're a top 30 defensive team as well. They pretty good team at offensive rebounding, kind of the same stuff that Houston's made of. Houston's just a better version of it. I'll take the points in the Red Raiders, but I think Houston still gets the win. But I need Williams to play. You're going to need Williams to play in this game. Once again, another game time decision. But I think they purposely sat him out, knowing that Houston was the next game.
This is where you get the good sports talk take. You go, whoever wins the glass is going to take care of business in this game. All right. Next up, we got, and this is another game. Maybe it's not quite a full 12.5 here. So perhaps Sean, we're paying a little bit of a premium because Colby knew he was going to be on Texas Tech the whole time. 3:30 p.m. We head to Durham, North Carolina for what Colby would consider, and the mainstream classic mainstream take by Colby here. North Carolina Duke, biggest game of the day. Sure, it's a 12.5 point spread. How could it possibly be the best game of the day? And how could it possibly be better than Tennessee, Florida? Only a 2.5 point spread. Just sticking up for our guy Jake over here with the
Well,
thumbnail.
I mean, Tennessee, Florida played 2 weeks ago. It was a 40-point game. This game normally always delivers, regardless of the line. And
Chat disagrees with you, by the way. They're kind of insulted that you're so TMZ mainstream.
Oh, I don't think
right
it's the
now.
biggest game of the day. I mean, this is the best rivalry in college basketball without question. And the biggest game of the day though might be John Calipari coming back to Lexington just because of the hate levels. Yeah. But this game will be better than that game probably. North Carolina is winning me over, guys. We saw. Let me read you Bill Belichick's tweet.
Oh.
He's
bringing back the shrubs, Ryan.
Boy. Well,
Belichick.
There's multiple messages in there about what Bill Belichick liking shrubs.
Oh, okay.
He's
dabbling. He's dipping his toe in the young crowd again.
Bill Belichick is putting natural grass back at Keenan Memorial Stadium, and he goes excited to bring natural grass back to Keenan in time for the Monday night opener. Like it's this next week. It's like September 1st. But football should always be played on grass. And then he also asked the Carolina fans if we should bring the hedges back, which you should because it was awesome. But hey, he cares about player safety. I can't fade Carolina after this. This is music to my ears here. And it's a rivalry game, man. I don't care that Carolina's been asked this year. Give me the points. Give me the points here. They're going to keep this game within this. They'll get up for this. Yeah, I think you don't even need to dive into the numbers. I just trust the rivalry.
No, I'm with you, Colby. Anytime rivalry game in general, I'm going to look towards the dog. I think 12.5 with a pretty solid UNC team is kind of a crazy high number. This is their Super Bowl. So yeah, UNC 12.5. Duke is due for a little bit of a letdown game. Cooper Flag, maybe a little too young for the moment. Honestly, just 12.5 is crazy, and it may even be higher. So take the dog and the points.
I also could see a player safety angle with the hedges actually helping to prevent injury. These guys are all padded up. There may be a couple scratches, but you slam into a good set of hedges, you're not going very far. I mean, as Colby has shown us many times, people falling into shrubs.
I was about to say that people complain about the storming of the field. There's a simple solution. We've seen the shrubbery, keep drunken bitches specifically off of the field, and it's a wine and cheese crowd too. So you would be able to really prevent the Chardonnay drinkers from getting on the field.
Oh my God, North Carolina fans, they're just like UVA fans. They're wannabe SEC where they have to like put their khakis and polo shirts on to go to the football game, wear their nice dresses. It's like, come on, fuck off.
I was reading an article about this, about them throwing a bunch of money into football, and I didn't realize that it was Sam Cassell, who was, I believe our first alien encounter.
Yeah. Sure.
Sam Cassell, when he was at Florida State, was the first to deem them a wine and cheese crowd, and it was at their basketball. So it was a basketball jab. I always thought it was football, but yeah, hilarious.
They are a straight, like whatever the most elitist, annoying fan base that like the output hasn't necessarily matched the way they feel about their teams recently in the SEC. That's North Carolina in the ACC. But you're missing something though. This is a revenge. Duke got beat on their home court last year by this North Carolina team.
And Cooper Flag was in high school.
Yep. They will make. I'm also anti Hubert Davis.
So Kramer laying the points with Duke.
Well, and that was going to be my last question. Who's favored? Easy decision. 5 p.m. here on the West Coast. Milwaukee, Wisconsin plays host to UConn and Marquette. Marquette laying 6. Big number for our petulant baby child coach to be catching here. His commentary to the officials and then his response to his commentary of the officials and then his response to his response of the commentary about the official or about his coaching status and official. He has gone from being questionably fun villain coach to completely off my radar as someone I want to root for. I love that the entire Northeast and Boston area loves rooting for this piece of shit. And
isn't he a Jersey brother of yours?
See, this is the problem. As Sean knows, I don't often claim New Jersey much anymore. I have no living relatives in the state. 2, there are a lot of petulant fucking baby children, short, you might say Italian American stereotypes who are just whiny little bitches. I mean, they're like those fucking annoying ass dogs. The meme with the dogs that bark behind the fence, but when the fence opens up, all of a sudden they're not barking so hard anymore. It's like when you have the best team, the act goes super well, and it's like, yeah, it's working. The whole winning culture thing, right? When you're winning, your culture is good, but when you're not winning, is your culture good? Are we sure this is even a good team? Their first instinct, if we go rewind to the beginning of the season, their instinctual response to getting mopped in their whatever Hurley kept using an acronym to describe these mid-season tournaments, but after they get mopped, they complain about the format of the tournament and they question if UConn will be participating anymore. Are you fucking kidding me?
He does have some Tanya Harding in him, doesn't he?
You should have taken them up. By the way, she got pushed in my algorithm today for some reason. Maybe she's new on X. This is not the same team we've seen the last couple of years. He maybe should have considered that fucking Lakers job. I mean, we already forgot he didn't take an NBA job.
Yeah,
for this.
Well, that's because you can't coach in the NBA.
Well, I'm good. I mean, who knows if he?
You're just kind of a glorified yes man.
Yeah, but would have been a lot of money. Would have been in Los Angeles, and now
his house would have burned down.
That's
in
true.
The Palisades.
That's true.
Did happen to JJ Redick.
Well, he was renting the house.
Yeah. Marquette -6 is the play for me. I guess I'm slightly worried about, is this too many points for UConn? I mean, 6 is a lot for a Hurley team, although they haven't been the couple times they've been a dog. They're like 50-50, 1 and 2 as a road dog. Colby, any reason to take UConn in the points?
Well, if Liam McNeely plays, son of Peter McNeely, but I will. I'll take the points because I don't like Shaka as that big of a favorite, man. I think Marquette wins by 3. Give me the Huskies.
Rock and hard place here.
Kramer, what are you doing?
Give me the Huskies. Don't you know I'm the best guy on this fucking show?
Dog. Yeah, don't turn your back on me. You can't take UConn after you just shit on Hurley for 10 minutes here.
It's true. Yeah,
Marquette is the favorite.
I will dance with the devil here and take Marquette and Shaka laying a big number, even though I know it's not wise to do that, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm even close to doing anything with this UConn team. They're getting knocked out in the first round of my bracket. I can already pencil that one in. So he then can complain about the structure of the Big East tournament and how it impacted their ability to prepare. Arkansas, aka Arkansas, taking on Kentucky here. Colby's been hyping this one up, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, because it is Coach Cal's return to Lexington. I wish this Kentucky team was better. They're laying 12 points here. I wish they were better. I don't know what it is about this, the select amount of watching I've seen from Kentucky. And I'm throwing out the game against Tennessee that they just shot the lights out, which made me think, wow, we got to fade this Kentucky team in this next game because they just shot the lights out. I don't know what it is about this Kentucky team. I can't get into them yet. I'm not bought in on Kentucky. It also could be the fact that they took down my guy Buzz Williams. I don't like that at all.
For me, this is easy. To your point, Kentucky did shoot the lights out as predicted on this very podcast.
I don't remember that prediction.
No, I said they're going to play well, and that includes shooting. I think it's a little bit of a shooting regression spot, and John Calamari is going to have this team ready to go in a return. The squids are going to be fried. Give me Calamari. Arkansas 12 points is just too much.
Where would you trust the calamari to be better, in Lexington, Kentucky, or Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Oh, Lexington. Come on. That's at least somewhat big. What's the population difference? Lexington has to be bigger, right?
I would think so. I would think so. But
if you're getting calamari in Fayetteville, there's a good chance it's catfish.
Oh, but you're right.
That's what they call. I mean, or what's a squid? What's the equivalent of a squid in those parts? A crawfish, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Calipari, remember, after losing to Oakland and our guy Golke, shout out to him. He said he couldn't walk his dog without being ridiculed. Isn't this the best part about sports? Because now you have to come back to this place you abandoned, and look, they've been rolling since you've left them. Yeah. I'll take the points though. I think Kentucky beating Tennessee the way they did. I think Arkansas can stay within that number.
Kentucky's going to win by 7.
Yeah.
Is my
I'm with you.
I'm not playing them on the money line.
So typically we handicap this where the crowd will be more into the revenge spot than the coach themselves. And so we always typically give the home team the bump, right? We just did this with Ed Cooley.
I think they get a bump. I'm just saying at 12 points, it's like a too crazy.
I hate Kentucky, but I think Colby probably made the number big again, knowing he would take the dog here, but I will lay it out of principle because typically we do like to fade the coach in the return spot.
I mean, I think that there's hold on. I don't think I made the number that big. This is a team that they went to Missouri. That's a rivalry game for Arkansas. They lost by 18.
KenPom has 11. It's fair.
Yeah. They lost by 18 at Missouri. They lost by 24 at Tennessee. They've been getting their ass kicked at a lot of these plays. Lost by
a point there. They add up over the course of a show. I'm just calling it out because the audience does appreciate my hard hitting journalism when it comes to the truth. New Mexico heads to Logan, Utah, where Utah State still keep a good program, Colby? I feel like their program has been spiraling in both football and basketball.
What? No.
Utah State laying 4.5.
Have you seen their record? They have the best record in the nation.
Colby,
they're 19-2.
Invoking violence. Do they keep? So the answer is yes. Then they keep a good program.
I think they've gotten better with all these coaching changes in basketball. Yeah. And this line, I'm very curious to see what this line is because UNLV was 10, but New Mexico is a lot better than UNLV. This was a 2-point game. 2-point game the last time. I'll lay it with Utah State. I just think the energy of this building, specifically in this matchup where New Mexico is coming in as the team this is first place. First place is on the line in the conference. So I think Utah State with that crowd, that's the best. That's like a top 10 crowd in America for a college basketball game. There's a reason why they barely ever lose at this place. So I will lay it here.
What's the elevation in Logan, Utah, Sean?
It's actually,
this. You don't need to look it up. You know this.
It's higher than you would think, 45-34.
Oh, wow.
But
beautiful Logan.
No elevation capping for me because New Mexico is actually coming from a higher elevation. So they're gonna feel a little extra boost of oxygen. They'll need it though. Utah State, tough place to go in, get the dub. They had not dominant ATS at home, but to Colby's point, they're gonna be up for this. Tough for me to make a case for New Mexico on the road here, so I'll take Utah State.
Well, you're saying that a team is coming from elevation, going to a place that sometimes people think of when they think of elevation. Meaning there could be a discount in the number and they're not properly capping the deficit of elevation that they're actually facing here. But who's the favorite? Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do Utah State. Colby has insulated this one by a point by my math as well. So classic point here, point there logic. Discord gets New Mexico on the road. See, the chat maybe likes New Mexico too. Gonzaga. Mark had a few back at it, taking on St. Mary's, -3 for St. Mary's, according to Pick Dundee. This is 8 p.m. on the West Coast. Oh, just let it pour. Colby, we've made some money on the Zags this year. At least I have. Are you laying the number here?
This is the best St. Mary's team and in a long time. Gonzaga's had their number over the years. They lead the all-time series by like 60 games, I feel like. But
when's the last time they were favored? Were they favored last year when they played?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And they've only beaten Gonzaga, I think, twice in Moraga in 10 years.
This has got to be a fairly historic betting line. Then.
Yeah, I'm all over Gonzaga here as a dog in this situation. Give me Gonzaga +3. You're giving Gonzaga a free bucket against St. Mary's. I don't know if they need it. They could easily win this game outright.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that, another thing is St. Mary's is coming off Santa Clara, which is like a rivalry game too. They went on a 30-0 run against Santa Clara. They've just been super hot. Gonzaga has had time to study this team. I think the Zags are still a better basketball team. I think they go into Moraga, get the dub. Let's go.
I'm with you. Yeah, I mean they're a live dog, Gonzaga. Kramer, what are you doing?
For context, looks like the last year's matchup was the Zags laying a point or two. So yeah, they weren't favored. Yeah, I mean. You got to take, man, this is tough because I like the favorites typically, but Zags as a dog. You don't get, how often do you get to play the Zags as a dog?
Yeah, against St. Mary's too. I mean, this is just a.
They have the second rated offense in the country.
Yeah, come on, that's crazy.
And Sean, they're fourth best in free throw shooting. Meanwhile, St. Mary's is 240th. So I mean, if you want to circle that,
all day. All right. And of course, we're brought to you by our Lock Center dog, brought to you by Rhythm sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Head over there, get your 7-day free trial, get you some NFL Super Bowl props, got the NBA going. They keep it coming here with with sides totals for college basketball. One of the stronger plays they like. Let's see if I can get something tipping off a little bit later. Pepperdine, San Diego. They like the under 148.5. They have it only going to let's see. They predicted at 145. So a lot of value here on 148.5 under Pepperdine at the Waves. All right. Or San Diego the Waves? What are San Diego?
No. Pepperdine's the Waves. They're the Waves.
Yeah. And what's San Diego? They're
the Toreros.
Seagulls?
Toreros.
Seagulls? What the fuck's a Torero?
It's one of those bullfighter things with the throwing the flag around, getting the bull to run at them.
All right.
You're getting confused. The San Diego Wave is the female soccer team.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's you still have season tickets to them?
Yeah, I'm a part owner. Sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your 7-day free trial today. Kramer, how many locks are we doing?
Yeah, SGPN might have some season tickets in the near future.
Okay,
we'll see. Yeah, get you set up nicely. Field level, perhaps. 3. You want to do 3 or 4?
3 works for me, or 4.
One from Friday and 3 from Saturday.
Cool.
Lock on Friday. Purdue lay the big number.
Okay.
Locks on Saturday. St. John's. Bang.
Okay.
Auburn. Bang.
Auburn is 6.5. Okay.
And yeah, let's just keep rolling with fade. I should have said 3. I don't love all these locks here. Give me Kentucky. Fade Calipari coming back into the building. Dog. Forks up. Arizona State. This concludes my portion.
All right. So we got some locks, some dogs,
and I'm happy to contribute a parlay. I think Colby and I have some stuff we agree. I'll wait till you guys are done.
All right. So give me St. Louis laying the 1.5, Tennessee and the Volunteers laying 2.5. Give me Arizona State laying the 5.5. getting the 5.5 there at home. Also like Baylor laying the point there against Kansas. Those are my 4 locks. And for my dog, give me Gonzaga on the money line. Gonzaga should not be a dog. I do like Kramer's Arizona State, and that would be a fun parlay in my mind. Arizona State, Gonzaga. Colby, what do you got
for the Friday night lock? I think it is Purdue. Mike Woodson, Google him, he loses. And then on
add that to the shirt list.
I think someone else did this, but yeah, why not? We could copy this, right? This is America.
Well, I think it's more of a better interpretation,
right? Didn't they? I mean, this is what happens in America,
it's an interpretive
right?
art form. I thought the TC was about art.
Yeah, you'll see this all the time. They do Jurassic Park, we do Godzilla. You know what I mean? They do Armageddon, we do Deep Impact. All right, this is just how it works. All right,
really a Deep Impact guy, huh? You haven't read about Morgan Freeman, have you?
What? He's the narration on everything on Animal Planet, right?
Yep.
He's good in my book. All right.
Yeah. Don't look too deep.
Loves his granddaughter. Just whatever you do, don't Google Morgan Freeman granddaughter. Just don't.
Definitely don't.
No. Don't seriously don't.
Yeah, you know the name of the town, don't you? San Juantaneo.
Yep. Zihuatanejo.
Yeah, Fort Hancock, Texas. That's where he crossed the border. What was I talking about? Oh, Purdue. Yeah, Friday night. Saturday, the locks are Tennessee smash play.
Smash.
Let's
Love
also take.
Just copying again.
Let's take North Carolina in the points.
Oh, that's a horrible play.
Oh, let's also take Arkansas in the points.
We
call them. Yeah. And then the dog will be Ole Miss. They're gonna get the best of Bruce Pearl.
Ooh. Okay.
Going head to head big time with me.
Yeah.
Colby, I'll give out a Sean and Colby, Arizona State, Gonzaga, Ole Miss money line round robin. Do you co-sign that, Colby?
Wait, say it one more time.
Arizona State, Gonzaga, and Ole Miss all on the money line.
Oh yeah,
round robin.
I like that. Let's go.
Kramer, what do you got? Do you have a parlay?
Well, Colby, we were cooking some stuff up earlier, but certainly Arizona State with Gonzaga.
Okay,
sounds like a fun opportunity.
The Rick parlay, guys. The Rick parlay.
Yeah.
Patino, Kramer. I mean, you can do the Rick parlay of Barnes and Patino.
I'm in.
Yeah,
St. John's lay the points. Tennessee lay the points.
Yeah, let's go.
Are there any other Ricks going on the rest of the card that we could throw in there? Maybe a Dick pick Florida. No, that's the wrong.
What about no,
we're good.
You could do the Mark. We could do the Mark parlay. Mark Few, and who was the other Mark? I just looked at this. It was Mark Pope for Kentucky. Though. No, we're on Arkansas.
We're stretching. We're stretching.
No,
we're
no.
Yeah,
we're good.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hit up the merch store. Use that promo code Big Game, 15% off everything between now and the big game. Get in on your free chance to win $1,000 in our Super Bowl squares. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the College Experience. Get that podcast wherever you get your podcast. Tune into our VSiN show, 11 o'clock East, VSiN.com, YouTube TV, also Sirius Satellite Radio, channel 158. You get Colby on there talking some more college basketball, all that and much more. And of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Good luck, Colby.
Kramer. Let it ride.